I have a quote which I thought was really extraordinary. This is from you. The worst thing we can do for our loved ones is to try to reduce their pain.
Yeah. Does that sound surprising?
It doesn't from my perspective now. That would have been absolutely shocking to me 15 years ago. So
what changed for you?
that was all the stuff that you talk about of pain being the motivator, all of that, all of my success is predicated on misery, period. Mm-hmm. And you talk about the need to, you don't use the words rock bottom, but I'll use that because that's how it felt for me. Mm-hmm. I needed to hit rock bottom in order to put in the work, in order to be so desperate that I had to let go of my old way of thinking about myself. I had a fixed mindset, and I didn't have these words at the time, but this is me now looking back. It was a binary choice between depression or a growth mindset. And I didn't know if a growth mindset was real. I just knew it was different than the depression that I was racing towards. So in that period, that just was the spark of like, I was suffering so much and laying on the floor of my apartment and broke and hopeless and all of that. And just trying to figure out, how do I move forward from here? So if you had said it at that moment, I would have said the sole reason we exist is to reduce the pain of our loved ones.
Yeah, and okay, so there's a difference between pain and suffering. There is a difference between there. We're all suffering. We all have suffering. We all have an emptiness or a dark place or corners inside of our spirit and our mind that are not fulfilled and watered and full. Like we all can relate to that. And when I'm talking about pain, I'm not necessarily talking about suffering. But acknowledging our suffering, being in touch with the pain, that's enough to say, when you're really honest, that's enough to say, I can't do this. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this is not the person I want to become and be on a regular basis. If that's the case, if that assumption is right, then as a loved one, my job is to help you get real and experience those places as often as you can so that you make the declaration to say, no. That's not okay for me to feel and be this way on a regular basis. So let me pull on that thread just a little bit further. It is healthy and necessary to feel all of the human emotions. When you ask people, what do you want in life? Most people say, I want to be happy. Wait, hold on now. If grandma dies, do you want to be happy? That's like, really? When your child is sick, do you want to be happy? No. I think the answer is that we want to feel all of the human experience to its fullest, but never lose ourselves in it, but to experience all of it. And so we're getting into the weeds of some very esoteric and non-scientific thinking right now. But the practice is that if I care about you deeply, the mistake I can make in your life is to help you feel like it's all okay. Like, oh, it's okay. It's okay that you're drinking and driving and you killed a 14-year-old. That's no problem. Like, you'll do better next time. No, the work is to say, well, what's this like for you? To feel that pain, so you make the commitment to say, no, I can't do this anymore. And that's when it becomes really real.